It's something that you've dreamed about for years, but once you make the decision to set your retirement date, there may still be some work to do. Joining us to talk about it is Mattson and Laurel Steward, the father-daughter team from Mattson Financial Services, the sponsor of this segment. They're a financial firm that's been helping people retire successfully here in West Michigan for decades. And so let's say that someone may be watching, they've set that retirement date, they want to walk away from the job this year. So where do you start the conversation with them?
Well, it's really about sitting down and looking at the numbers. One of the things I love is the numbers, the math. Yeah. And so we want to talk and sit down with them and talk about their dreams, their goals, their desires. And then we like to see them walk out the door when they walk out and get that last paycheck from their work, which is always the toughest one, is to match that paycheck from their retirement assets or more. And so it's not having 70, 80, maybe 90% of what you're doing. It's starting with 100%. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. I'm sure a lot of people like doing that.
Right, yeah. I think they just get confused as to, do I have enough money to go as well? And they might be ready to go, but maybe haven't done the math either. So it's good to have that checkup.
Yeah, okay. So timing is important. And then, of course, talking about that plan that you put together, your goals, your desires, your dreams, and all that too, because that creates the plan and really helps put the numbers into play.
Yeah, and even to take it, a step further before we even get to what we do, if you were to leave your job, it could take 30 days, even 60 days. We even had that at the end of last year, to where you're not even eligible to touch your 401k or your employer plan. So it's good to know that, do you have something else coming in during that time frame before we can set up your full plan using, your retirement assets as well.
Yeah, and there might be some things of consolidating accounts or things that you need to do to put that into place. But I know that people are excited once they start thinking and entertaining that idea.
Yeah, one of the worst things you can do is that, look at it, see the numbers are there, and even if you did this on your own and say, okay, I'm going to retire in April of 2020, and all of a sudden COVID wipes out 40% of your account. Yeah. Now, what happens? So I'm fearful of going. I'm wondering what's going to happen. Am I ever going to get those dollars back? So it's one of those things that we help you and make sure that your income, whenever you're ready to go, is there. We're not going to worry about that. So if the market goes up, goes down, whatever's happening in the market, that's not going to keep you from achieving that time frame that you want to go. That's important.
Right.
And I was just saying that gives you relaxation, so you can go on your own timetable, not something what the market drives, good or bad.
Yeah, I know you have talked in the past about timing and being changing your plan maybe along the way, depending on how far out you are, and minimizing risk. And then I'm sure there's a perfect time for that too.
Yes, well, what it comes down to is that we want to make sure you have your critical income needs set up. When you walk out the door, that paycheck comes right back in. I mean, so you don't have to miss a mark. We all like that security. But secondly, it's a thing that you want to do in retirement. Let's face it, there's 3 stages of retirement: go-go, slow-go, and no-go. And when you walk out the door, the first thing you want to do is do the go-go. Do the things that you want to do, you plan for. That's why you're not working anymore. And that's going to be the largest consumable time in your life, except for wealth care, or when you're actually spending money to take care of you in later life, what we call the no-go years.
Yeah.
So it's having that plan flexible to show you that you can travel, you can do things with your family, maybe update the house, whatever that is. We're going to show you where the dollars come from, which part of the portfolio, and then what happens when the market goes down. How are you protected? You can still do that throughout retirement. When the market comes back up, having that plan in place to show you that we're going to harvest those assets. Instead of just leaving them alone and watch your stuff go up and down, what drives people crazy in retirement, makes them fearful, and they should be, it's having that comfort to know that I have a stress-free retirement and I can do the things we want to do.
Yeah, and I have to think that with everything that we've been through in the last couple of years, that more people have changed their plan and opted for retirement. Is that the case, or been trying to get there faster?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen it to where we've had conversations with clients and they said, I'm going to wait till 65 because then, Medicare kicks in and some other benefits, to where now they're looking at it and some of, these changes have happened. They said, I'm 62. We're going to go now, right? The numbers make sense. I can still do what I want to do. And some of their goals have changed. Maybe they wanted to have trips around the world all the time, and that changed to once a year with family or something different, like a remodel.
In a warm climate.
Exactly, right? That will help.
If someone is looking to retire in the next year, does that change the tax picture?
It could very well.
Yeah.
And especially what's going on right now is that we don't know what the tax numbers are going to be. We don't know what the changes are going to be yet. They haven't been released. So we're using old tax numbers, but we're planning for the new. We have some anticipation of what we expect. We know it's been talked about. We anticipate that and making sure the plan is going to work for that. And if our numbers are wrong and the taxes are less, that's a great position to be in. But if our numbers are right, we make sure the plan works all the way through.
Yeah, and so it sounds like there's a lot to cover in the months before you actually retire. When exactly should a person come in and start the conversation with you, get the ball rolling, and start some of the process that you must undergo to make that happen smoothly?
We really feel like the best time is when you know you're going to retire. So, you know, if we're sitting here and you know you're going to retire 6 months from now, you've got that date on your calendar, still give a call and let's start meeting and putting these pieces together, because we can still look at your statements, still talk about what you want to do to get that ball rolling, so then when you do retire and walk out that door, it's simply a phone call with the company to make sure those funds come over and you start getting your paycheck just like you did while you were working.
Yeah. Is it really that easy?
Actually, it is, because we got a great team. We got a great team.
Yeah.
We said it in unison. Great team behind us to make sure, and that's the biggest thing, is to take those worries away from our clients. We don't want them to worry, did my money come across, or am I going to have money in my checking account? We have a team that deals with all of that. They've worked with these companies all across the board. Some of them are on a first name basis with some of these companies because we do so much of it.
And so how does someone get started? You have an offer to people if they are interested in setting that timeline and getting it going.
Yep, and it is complimentary, and we want to make sure that you get to know us and our team before you make that educated decision. And so you can just give us a call to start that first meeting, where then you'll bring in your statements and all of your goodies that you have. We will put everything together and create this holistic plan and show you, if you're getting ready to retire, how to do it, or perhaps you're already retired and you want to make some tweaks or look at some things along the way. We'll help you with that too.
And it's going to be a very relaxed atmosphere. We're going to give you cookies, we're going to give you a drink, we're going to relax. Let's talk about where you want to be.
Yeah, well, sounds good. So thank you, Gary and Laurel, for coming in.
Thank
for you at home, take advantage of this special offer from Mattson Financial. If you're retiring or already retired, Gary, Laurel, and the rest of the team will sit down with you to personally customize a retirement plan that's just for you. A comprehensive plan that includes a look at taxes, your investments, and your income sources, and so much more to help you get to and through that retirement that you deserve. Call now, 616-514-3831. That's 616-514-3831. And thank you so much for coming by. It's great to see you.
Great to see you too. Thank you
so much.
This segment is sponsored by Mattson Financial Services. We'll be right back.